to the Artist Coaching Podcast, the podcast for artists who are still here. And I'm about to start with letting Ralph in. What's up,
Are
Ralph?
we online already?
Yeah, man, it's 2 o'clock sharp.
Holy smokes! Hello, everybody.
2 p.m. sharp.
I didn't even know it was 2 p.m. sharp yet.
Yeah, it's 2 p.m. sharp.
Time is just a made up thing, where you all live in one moment, actually.
What do you mean?
It's just one moment. We invented time as a measurement tool.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Essentially, it's just the same moment on the whole planet. We're going deep right away. Right away. By the way, for
Yeah.
those who noticed, Jay is not here today. He forgot to mention last week, but Jay is in Scotland. Um, I believe enjoying a holiday. So fire away, Ralph.
Quelle surprise. That's French for
What a
we're not
surprise!
surprised, actually,
Yeah, yeah. No,
which is not the right translation, but yeah.
he's enjoying a holiday. So it's just the two of us right now. But that's gonna be fun. I've
Do I
actually
get a loyalty bonus, end of
you do
year's loyalty bonus?
you do yeah like more percentages
You know, I think people should share that they're on a holiday.
on socials. You mean or
Why not? It's fun.
yeah? Most people do.
Scotland apparently is very beautiful.
It is. Definitely is a great, beautiful country.
I haven't seen it on
Um,
Jobke's socials.
no, that's true. He's hiding. He's hiding.
You know, there's two DJs that go on a really regular holidays. Jobke, but he's definitely dethroned by another one, and that's Julian Jordan.
Oh,
I
really?
see him doing fun stuff all the time. And to be honest, he's my role model.
Why is that? Because you need to do that more often.
Well, life's a party and he's making a party out of it. And yeah, sometimes I hate those posts that I haven't been on a holiday for the last 3 years, blah, 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 blah. That's nobody. Or people who cannot afford it, but
Yeah.
not rich DJs. And because if you then scroll a little bit back, you see them chilling at a pool and stuff. Um, but yeah, life is about enjoying it and yeah, go on holidays,
It
share it.
is.
It's a flex, man,
It is.
and
It is.
it's cool.
Let's start with saying hello to everyone who's joining us again in the live chat. We have Evard, Melodramatic is in the house. Josh Letitia is here. Lion Harris, Ben Singh, Bit3 Music, Atalo, Klaus Hardstyle, Grey Max, John and Mr. Smith. And we already have another donation for Mr. Melodramatic coming in with the
Dude.
beer money. Thank you again, Mr. Melodramatic. Just
And
the two
can
of you.
Melodramatic let us know, do we have to share with Jobke now, or are we gonna say just share it with the two of you? To be
That is
honest,
true.
I never
This
get a cut anyway.
this one's gonna be split.
Well, I like to split it with the family that's listening right now. What
It
should
actually
we do with it? How
it
can
actually is
we?
going back. It is
Oh, it
going back
is?
in. Yeah, it is going back in building the reach of the podcast.
Okay. Not quality wise.
I'm not sure what you would like to upgrade. We have a 4K
You
camera.
know,
We have
I
decent
checked I
audio.
checked some clips of us.
Yeah,
I don't like the sound of my microphone.
buy a new mic. Do you like
Yeah,
mine?
I will, no problem.
Do you like
But
mine?
yeah, actually you sound like a wuss.
That's true. No, but I have multiple mics of these laying around in the studio. So if you'd like to test them, you can have it.
Oh, is it a USB mic?
No, it's XLR.
I'm not sure if my Apple Twin will support it, but yeah, might be.
Yeah,
Also, this plop cap here, this it doesn't really fit.
yeah, but your mic is really thick, like the
I know. I have
diameter,
a thick, I have
thick
a
mic.
big black mic.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've seen videos online.
Exactly. Anyway, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. It's going to be the two of us for today. Ralph, I've prepared some, what is it? Statements? Is that the right word?
Now you're gonna prepare statements, and Jobke is
No,
not
I
here.
was thinking like, how can I keep up a full hour with Ralph? And I was like, okay, I need to prepare.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So aside
Yeah.
from the community questions that we will answer later in the episode, by the way, if you haven't sent in your question yet, you still can send it into our Discord. It's in the description. The link is in the description, and you can send it in right there. And later in the episode, we will answer those questions.
Answer. You sound so
All
British, mate.
answer. Um, but first, yeah, what is it? I think it's a statement. Yeah, I'm just gonna say something, and I want to hear your opinion on it. Let's just talk about
But I
those
also
topics.
want to hear your
Yeah, yeah,
opinion
we're
on it.
we're gonna have a
Yeah.
conversation about the topic. So
Ugh.
the first statement is: the most talented producer in the room is rarely the one who builds the biggest career.
No.
No?
No, I think the most talented ones actually do build a nice career. Yeah.
Okay. And why is that, do you think?
I mean, Exhibit A, The Real World, Martin Garrix, talented, yes. Avicii was really talented,
True.
and there's loads more. I can keep on, but you abrupted my list last week, so
I keep going there. I've learned from
no,
my
no, no.
mistakes.
You're not the man of lists, so
No, I'm a man of lists, but I'm not sure if I agree. As in, yes, sure. Some of the
no. I
artists,
mean, you also have those marketeers. Yeah,
to me it's more like it really comes down to discipline. As in, what I've seen happening way too often, and what stood out to me at first when I was at the Rock Academy here in the Netherlands, which is a music school. That's where I noticed for the first time, like I was not the best guy in the room. I definitely wasn't, because producer,
no, you weren't.
technical. No, I wasn't. You know it.
No, we know. We
Um,
all know.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Because I know my music was a decent seven, like maybe an eight, but a decent seven. But there
ish.
were guys in there who made like nines, not tens, but like nines. But what I noticed on the Rock Academy is that I already made a living from music, and a lot of those other people around me struggled. And what the biggest difference was between me and them is that I actually started putting myself out there and actually worked every single day. You know, that was the time where I was making music with Epster back home, like every day. I was putting in the hours, I was putting in the work, and actually releasing the music, because that's the probably the essential thing here. A lot of the best music out there just never gets released because people are insecure. Sometimes it does, as you said, Martin Garrix, Avicii, like all those examples. But I think the majority,
Calvin Harris,
yeah.
really talented.
By the way, did you see those clips from Calvin in Brazil?
Dude,
For
dude.
what was it? 1.5 million people? It's insane.
Yeah, it sure were a lot.
Yeah,
And I mean, even if they lied about, I thought they said 1.6, but man, if it would
it's
be
insane.
900,000,
Yeah,
it's a shitload of
insane.
people.
But aside from those, like
You know, but
zero
to be
point,
honest, thinking about those people, if you're the one in the back, you probably
don't see
won't
shit.
even see
No,
Kelvin at all.
it's better to watch a live stream.
Well, or just enjoy the moment. Maybe it's even better at the back where the music is. Nobody picks up their phone and films the DJ. I've seen a lot of, I mean, I was talking about my big black microphone and the reference to. I've seen videos online of Brazilian girls as well. A friend showed me.
A friend showed me.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
friend
yeah.
of a
His
friend
name is
showed me.
Jay Hardway, people.
Yeah, exactly. No, but going back to that talent thing, as in,
No, but everything is a talent, right? Now you're just referring
um,
to the people who make the best music.
no, but like if I look back at myself, let's just keep it to me. Um, I don't consider myself talented. As in,
Nobody does.
No,
You're totally right.
but
Yeah.
how was I able to make a living from music then if I'm not if I'm not talented, you know?
To be honest, but I have an okay. You were okay, talented. You're a talented guy,
I'm
Joey.
not
I
sure. I
give you
couldn't
that.
play the piano, I
But
couldn't sing, I couldn't
no,
play the
in those
guitar.
days, and I think that's one of the better things in my career. Um, that was craziness. People with 3,000 followers on their Facebook were playing in Austin, Texas for 500 people just because they were in the right time at the right moment. If you were Dutch, you released on Spinnin. That was it. I
Yeah,
mean, that was the bar.
yeah.
And to be honest, I actually knew that wouldn't cut it for the time ahead. That's not for your continuity. You didn't build value at all. People thought they did, but it wasn't. It was
True,
just
was
a
an
crazy
empty
phase.
shell.
Yeah.
You were kind of surfing on other people's brand because, as you said, if you released on Spin In and on Revealed,
Mm,
that was enough. As in, you didn't
that
have
was
to,
enough.
because
Yeah.
I remember like my name standing on those flyers in South Korea,
Of course.
and
Spinning. Yeah.
then behind it it was like Dutch
Revealed.
flag
Yeah.
and Spinning or Revealed, like just to note like, hey, this guy releases on those
As
labels.
well as in China, that said
Yeah,
your Digimag
yeah,
number.
exactly. Yeah.
But to be honest, Joey, I think you were known to be, you were actually known as being a good producer. So for everybody,
Which is funny to me.
yeah, for me too, if I now listen back to your tracks.
Yeah, but
No,
really,
no, no, for
like,
back then, I mean, time has changed. 10 years ago was 10 years ago. And for that, that,
yeah.
yeah, in that time we were living back then, yeah, you were a good producer. Everybody listened to your tracks was like, okay,
Yeah, that's true. But
this is good stuff.
if I would put myself like, if I would compare myself to those other people that were around me in the Rock Academy, like my
Mm.
music was like a six.
No, and but the world was weird back then as well, and that it's things you would walk into that were hard to deal with. As you now, you have your challenges, but back then, like communication is how get that point across that I'm actually the real deal and I'm a good DJ, producer,
Yeah.
entertainer, whatever. And back then, that it was also already a problem. Yeah, and
No, I think what you said as well, like, sure, my music was okay, like it wasn't bad, but I think what made me different from all these other examples that I gave you is the fact that I was first of all putting my music out there, so I wasn't insecure about my music. That's probably a
mhm,
big part of it. I was a networking guy, and not in the slick way, but I was just a genuine nice guy, I think. So I talk to people, I'm interested in people, I still am. That helps when you meet new people.
mhm.
So networking wise, it might also have helped. But I'm just quite sure it wasn't the music in most cases.
No, but it's a total package,
Yeah,
right?
it's part of the
You were
deal.
also a really good DJ because of your background
That's true.
and where you
DJing is
came from.
something I
Yeah,
do
and
still. Yeah,
back then, if you, it wasn't always about the music per se as well, because there were people with releases at Spinnin that didn't have the bookings. I think
true.
what you, me, and a bunch of others actually really well understood is that you had to get your name in between the other names in the right lineups,
Yeah,
which
like
is
marketing.
still a big factor. And if
Yeah,
you're seen around good names, then you're associated with, and hence the ball will start rolling. And people are then they tend to take an easier risk on you than other people that are not in those
yeah.
lineups. It's just
Because
also
somebody,
visibility and blah 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 whatever.
yeah, because somebody kind of vouched for you, right? If you were signed
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
at a
You're like
booking agency.
pre-selected already.
Yeah,
And I mean, if those, like back in the day, it were Nopes Dope and sneakers, and yet recurring bookings there, well, apparently you're doing
yeah.
something good. And yeah,
So let's translate to that to now, as in, I think that part is still true. I think if you play at the right parties and hang around with the right people, it still works the same way as it did back then. But what changed? Because for us, it
nothing.
was no, but was releasing with the label was kind of the key, as you mentioned.
Yeah,
Right
that
now, it's
really
still
changed.
valuable,
Yeah.
but not that valuable.
No, that actually really changed. And I think people and what they stand for, the total vision is way more important than it
Mm,
was 12, 13, 14 years ago. And you see people also taking places in big lineups that don't even do releases. They just stand for
it's
something.
a
And
brand.
well, yeah, a brand or a vision, or people just relate to it and what they put out there. And they're really conscious of, about what they put out, and it's just not always a new track or something.
Yeah,
And it's interesting. I think actually the possibilities are endless now, but
yeah.
also the competition is, because of that, is way bigger.
Talking about that vision, because we've talked about that quite a lot before. I know that you're a big fan of having a vision. The second statement is, I want to play Tomorrowland is not a strategy. It's a wish.
Yeah,
So how do you
true.
how do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a result of your strategy, and
Exactly.
yeah, that's it basically.
Do
Done.
do you th- do you think most of the artists right now lack a vision, lack a strategy?
Um, I think it's common practice for a lot of people in the industry, which sounds really podcasty. But no, the thing is, I mean, I just rolled into this because I liked to make noise on a computer. And then you roll into this business, and more of you is expected, which is
True.
not per se something that's, uh, yeah, that comes easy for you, because that's maybe, or it is or not in your nature to do, or yeah, to establish. And then it gets a little bit harder. I'm not the marketing guy. I mean, it's not that I put myself on a camera and all that kind of stuff. I don't show that much of myself online. All these
Weekly
things.
clips.
Yeah, although I'm here ranting about stuff
Yeah.
every week. No, but it's also because I like to do this, and I'm not the guy that yeah, promotes his new track with doing stupid dances. And but to be honest, I also salute those people that actually can pull it off.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's when you get to know yourself and your skill set, and that's what makes it hard. And referring back to the question, yeah, so it's hard to and visualize what it's all about continuously, because
Mm,
essentially for me, I'm just a dude making music. But then in the bigger scope of things, like what do I want to achieve with that, and how do I get there? And that's when all these factors come into play.
yeah. If I look at the coaching sessions, most of those recur around clients who don't have a strategy, who never thought about having a vision, for example. As you mentioned, yeah, you just started making noise on the computer, and suddenly you're at this point where you have your first 10,000 listeners, you have your first 5,000 followers, you actually gain that traction, and now all those other things that you mentioned
Mm.
start coming in, and they feel like, now what, right? Kind of lost within the industry.
Yeah, and
um
also the thing is, because we all want to have that visibility,
mm,
and it needs to be how do you call it, that it goes from word to mouth or organically,
mm,
organic reach, blah blah blah. But the thing is, ask yourself this: why would people talk about me?
exactly. What's different about you?
Yeah, and then actually then you can get really depressive as well. That's
Some
why we
self
have
development.
alcohol in the world, people.
Yeah.
No, bad advice. No, but that's basically it. Or even when you post a clip, like, why would somebody like this? Do I even
Yeah.
like it, or am I just posting a clip because I supposed to post something?
And
Yeah.
that's the mistake a lot of artists make. They post from their own ego. So they post the clip because they think it's nice because it makes them look good or it makes them sound good or whatever. But most of the times the audience doesn't care about those posts. They care about other posts which are more related to you as a person, for example, or the music that you make. Um,
It
and that's
just
what
needs to be entertaining.
entertaining or educating. So depending
Yeah.
on one of these, right? Like you can also make great educating content, like Charlie Puth, for example. Have you seen that?
No.
You know Charlie Puth, right?
Yeah, but it's not dance, and I
No, it's
actually
not
don't
dance.
follow.
But if you follow him, like he has Professor Puth, that's what he calls himself, and he talks about a lot of really diehard musical theory stuff, but he makes it very easy to understand and very entertaining to watch. So it's
Okay,
it's it's very it's
sounds
very cool.
interesting.
Yeah, it's very cool. Like he explains why certain tracks work better or why certain melodies work better, or it's very cool to see.
Oh,
And
that's
I
cool.
see Lion Harris says
Whoa.
Ryan Tedder also does nice stuff. I haven't seen
Hmm.
that, but could be.
He's a great songwriter.
Yeah, he is. Avard says, so instead of just sharing the tracks on socials, maybe show how you came up with it. Yeah, that's a good idea. So show how you came up with it, but also show a bit more about who you are as a person, like your personal preferences in life, because that's what will build a connection with the audience, not
Mm.
just the music. Uh, third
So,
one.
I'm yawning. It's only
No,
way you talk.
no, you always are yawning, but
Hmm.
that's the time. It's for me the same. It's the sugar dip after
Mm.
lunch.
I had Indonesian food.
That's nice.
Nice little side quest. On Wednesday, we have the market outside of our studio here, and they sell all these foods and stuff. And
The farmer market, right? Farmers market.
it's just a
Yeah.
market?
No,
Yeah,
but like
okay.
where you get fresh produce.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's usually we go get chicken, but now there's a new cart, and it's the Indonesian food cart. So had some nice rendang and
Indonesian food is
uh,
amazing.
yeah, yeah, some ayam ketchup manis. I don't know, but it
Yeah.
was really good. Yeah, I had to tell this story. So,
Okay.
but proceed, please.
Third one. 500,000 followers won't save you if nobody cares about you.
Yeah, I was nodding and then was looking at myself. For the people who are listening, I was nodding. Yes.
Yeah, so that means artists with big numbers but empty shows.
You know, the thing is, um, again, if people talk about you, they also talk about you on your own profile. And yeah, if people don't care and you have a half a million followers and you get 2,800 likes and 13 comments, yeah, people actually don't care.
Yeah, they're not engaged with the brand.
Exactly.
Let's continue because we also have a shitload of questions. The industry rewards people who show up, not people who disappear for perfection.
Yeah, I mean, the answer is in your questioning, to be honest.
Why is that?
I mean, hunting down a little bit of perfection is totally fine. And I actually was texting with somebody who might be listening as well. J Dog, what's up? And he's working on a track, and I told him not to settle because he has two really good drops, and he should chase that perfect track. To be honest, yeah.
Yeah. But that's a tough part because when is it perfect? When is it done? When is it finished?
When it really the goal you set out for the track, the ascent, the track what it is, and when it's just really good, and it doesn't come down to a dB here plus and that, and maybe cut out the intro a little bit, blah 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 blah. No, but yeah,
Okay. Fifth one. The algorithm isn't your problem. Discipline is.
yeah. Well, the algorithm is never your problem. I think it's a fairly level playing field. The thing is just when you're small, nothing works for you, and when you're really big, everybody's looking at you anyway. I mean, stuff gets easier when you get bigger, and some stuff gets harder when you get bigger.
Yeah. I see someone in the comments also says, Avard says, you said it's done when you can play it at Tomorrowland, right? That's pretty good
Oh yeah,
reference.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't we say that last
Yeah.
week?
Last
Yeah,
week. Exactly. Thanks for the notification. Thanks for putting us down to our own
yeah,
words.
yeah, yeah. No, but that's the
Um,
thing. Also for our sets, sometimes we're working on something, and then I say, "Man, would we even play this in our
yeah.
Tomorrowland set?" And sometimes the answer is no.
Yeah. And they just kind of get diverted from the whole goal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's
Okay.
basically what it's about. But you do also you can work on stuff that's in your 2 hour set as well.
That's
I want
true.
to make a little bit of a
Now,
nuance.
before we go to the community questions, I wanna I wanna make like a chill moment for myself. Yeah. We've
Again?
Yeah, last week I've talked about the running, right? I was training for this running thing for the past 4 months,
Hmm.
and that event was last weekend.
Oh,
So last weekend I ran 70 kilometers in 24 hours.
70
70
in 5 hours.
in 24 hours. So we ran 240 kilometers in total.
Again.
We ran 240 kilometers with
Was
four,
we?
yeah, with four duos, so eight dads.
8 dudes.
Dads,
Yeah.
fathers, and then
Yeah,
in duos.
usually. Huh?
So we and then in duos. So I ran 70 kilometers.
In 5 hours.
No, in the 24 hours. It's an estafette. It's like, how do you say it? Like
Oh, so first you ran 20 kilometers.
no, you run. I think I've run like 22, 23 times 3 kilometers.
Oh, that's easy, man.
You think? You know what's harder because a
But
lot
you
of people.
run 3 kilometers.
Yeah, like 23 times without sleep, without anything.
Yeah, okay.
So what the fun thing is, a lot of people think I thought the same thing. I thought like, oh, that's doable. You can train for that. I did. But
Me, I
what you really
still do.
underestimate is the fact that you stand still every 3 kilometers and you have to rest for like a half an hour. So
Oh,
all of your
not on a comfy couch or at home or.
in a car and like constant, you have to pick up the runners constantly for the next 3 miles. So it's like a drive for 24 hours.
So the sitting is actually the hard part, not the running.
Well, your muscles really get cold and get like
Yeah, they
stiff
cramp up.
and all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
after like 10 times, your body just starts
But
hurting
why is
everywhere.
it obligatory that you run 3 kilometers and then,
Yeah.
yeah, you cannot say, I'll walk 30 and then whatever you do?
No, the whole idea is, do you know the Europa Run? Have you ever heard of it?
Nope.
Oh, it's a famous run. I believe it's from Paris to Rotterdam. It's kind of the same, but not really. Us was a bit harder because with the Europa Run you can sleep and you can have massages and stuff. And we just went for 24 hours
Oh, shit.
continuously.
I'm being cold.
But it was pretty cool. I've posted some stuff on my socials. If somebody would like to see a bit more about that journey, you can check it out there. But it was quite a milestone for me. Like I never really expected to ever do that in my life. So
And
yeah,
will you
just
do it
wanted to
again?
mention. I'm not sure. My body's my right knee is it's not fucked up, but it's hurting. So
Your
I
right
think it
knee is
needs some
not
time.
right.
Yeah, exactly. Need some recovery time. But I saw the Jaske mentioning it in the chat, so I was like, let's just talk about it for a second. Um, let's continue. Community questions. As always, we take on questions in this podcast. You can send them in the Discord group throughout the week, and we'll take those questions in this episode and talk about it. There's quite a lot
Hey,
this week.
I actually
Yeah,
have a chill moment myself.
by the end of this episode.
Okay.
We have
You
quite
know,
a
I
few.
always listen to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I'm
might
not
have
sure
just better let me talk so it would take up less time, but I always listen to you.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we can make all the questions to be honest, but let's start with the first one from Mikey Foden. My friend has a great remix he has done of a classic trance track that had some support by bigger DJs at festivals like Unconscious and Dream State, but he's trying to get it signed officially. What steps would you take to try and get it signed? So a remix of a classic trance track, and it's already supported. Try to find
Yeah,
out where the original is, right? Like where the
yeah, and
rights are.
if it's all cover samples, because don't sample anything, then
Hmm.
you're gonna have a hard time. And then no, yeah, you can actually release it everywhere as a full cover. There's labels that want to do it. Don't know if the big artists that play it have their own labels. I mean,
Hmm.
that would be my first guess to ask. And you can always just upload it on SoundCloud and see whatever happens. If it turns out to be a big success on SoundCloud, then you can release it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how we actually operate.
I just test it on SoundCloud and then release it.
Well, yeah, sometimes without the support, but usually when we get support on tracks, we think, okay, probably good. We get some positive feedback. Let's go. We upload it to SoundCloud, and then people can download it with a download gate, so they have to follow you as well somewhere and all that kind of stuff. And then when it really starts living, then you that's actually ammunition to go to a label and say, "Hey, dudes, this is really getting traction on SoundCloud. Might you be interested in giving it a proper release on Spotify?" And Spotify, of course, opens up a whole new bunch of potential listeners. No, it's actually nice when it's a little bit.
A little bit fuzzy, yeah. Sorry, I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
out of
yeah.
focus. Next question from Ishvar. How do you make or define a timeless track? So making a song that lasts longer than 3 months in a set. It's really
If you
hard.
have the answer,
Let me know.
let me know. It's
Cloud.
actually what the people decide for you, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Like a track becomes a timeless track, but
Yeah.
it's not a timeless track by definition. Uh, Next question from Klaus. It's about sound design, so this one's for you. For me, it developed over time, and I'm using a lead sound with multiple layers that could be called recognizable for my music. But I'm also thinking about producers who can recreate every sound and then make it their own. How do you approach your sound designing?
Um, I'm a preset guy actually, and I work from presets, and I tweak those usually. Yeah, you kind of learn down the road how stuff acts and where to find which character of a sound. You have squarey leads, shiny, saw leads, and they all have their own characteristics. And then you can, of course, mingle them a little bit, and you kind of learn what they do. So if you hear a sound, you kind of know, okay, this sounds more like a saw. You hear some distortion, clipping, whatever. And but if it's up to me, then usually I browse through presets and I hope to hear some of the characteristics I would like to hear. Sometimes I just stumble upon a totally different sound and it also sounds really good. Good. But that's how I work. I never start tweaking from like a basic note that's in a generator.
I'm just reading through three questions from Atalo because I'm gonna pick one. One is from J for Jay. He's not here. This one's about your track with Afrojack. What we live for.
Hmm.
I feel the intro groove was a typical Afrojack choice, but the drop seems like a nice collab between Bassjackers and Afrojack. Can you also explain who decides those song structure things, like a 4 bar in between section after the drop one? and then going to a very catchy melody in the break with strings in the background. I don't want to think too far. I believe this was a natural process, but this track is just a banger.
Well, it was actually one of those few tracks that we actually sat down together in a studio and made it. And was this in his studio back then in Leersum?
In his old place,
And
right?
pardon?
It was in his old place, in his house.
Yeah, man, was an amazing place also, and a really cool studio. And yeah, man, he's just also a really talented guy. And what we actually did, I opened up my laptop, sat down beside him, and then um, we just bounced out ideas and sounds back and forth, and we kind of intended it to be a little bit like that track also we did with Martin Garrix. I mean, to be honest, our sound always was a little bit Afro-jacky because we really liked what he did, Bleepy, and
He's Jackie.
yeah, and Afro-jack, bass jack. My son is called Jack, and yeah, I remember that the first groove was something he did. Sounded like a rooster, like a chicken maybe. Pop, 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 ba-da-da. And yeah, that's really Afro-jacky. I remember also we changed the keys somewhere because we had that drop sound. I wanted to it sound differently, but yeah. Um, Also, I must admit the break, what he did there is also amazing. That's not my strong suit to do breaks like that. I'm more of the guy that intros and then goes into climax and then the first drop. That's where my specialty used to lie. I must say, still does maybe.
Used to
And
lie.
yeah, well, I always had a harder time making a breakdown, and because I'm not the most musical guy there is. I'm more about effectivity, and yeah, that's where when I can rely on somebody else who has more talent in that respect. Yeah, why
That's
not?
probably where we're like-minded.
What?
That's where we're like-minded when it comes to music production. Like at least I feel my strong point was also the climax and the drop, and
Well,
I
yeah.
sucked at breaks. Like I had no clue about breaks.
What I like now is that breaks aren't always like the standard MO anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
because they keep going, right? Kind of keeps
mm,
the rhythm.
yeah, we want to keep grooving now, and yeah, actually, what's happening now in music landscape, which actually more about the raves, is for me, yeah, way nicer. I like
Yeah.
it way more.
Question from the DJ Dentist Dance Destroyer.
Whoa.
Does Ralph have some tips for mixing down a song, or what is his approach every time when he starts a mix?
Basically, your kick's your reference, and it shouldn't be too loud in the mix, and yeah, that's your reference point, and from there on, you listen how loud everything else has to be, and depends on what kind of music you do. If you want to do a lot of clipping as well, that's more for the harder styles, and then you send it into a master bus, and there you can do your real magic, and that's where you like pump up the whole sound. That's the short answer. For the
Okay.
long answer, you can buy my course. Yeah, it's just a long
um,
answer. I
yeah, it's
mean,
very hard to
that's
explain.
yeah. I mean, Jobke doesn't even mix down his own tracks. Yeah, he always
No.
uses Bob Sunday, and yeah, still think he should learn, but yeah, whatever. It's really
Ne-
hard.
it is. Next question is from Brian. The live stream, has it crashed? I think we're still live, right? Yeah, we're still
I
live.
never check.
Yeah, my page seems to crash every now and then, but we're still live. Next question is from Brian Andrade. Nowadays, when you're starting out and trying to get booked for gigs, what do you think are the essential things an artist should have ready?
Oh, you tell him.
When you're starting out trying to get booked, well, to be honest, when you're just starting out, I wouldn't focus on getting booked because you're probably only getting booked for who you are, and you will reach that stage probably multiple years further than you are right now. And the bookings that you might be able to get right now are either opening slots or all round gigs, or yeah, I wouldn't necessarily focus on getting booked when you're just starting out. When you're starting out, I would focus on building that brand, setting out the vision, making sure you post content, making sure you release music every month. Just get out there, trying to build
Mm.
build an audience. That's the main goal at first, and then the gigs will come later.
Yeah, I get it that people are thinking about,
Me too.
I want to get booked. And
It's the
but
end
the
goal.
yeah, well, it doesn't even have to be per se. I mean, you're actually just having fun. You like to play music, you like to um play with music, you like to make music, and you just set out to put something, and you're just expressing yourself, being creative. And actually, what people think about it at first isn't even important. The people will either come or not and support you. And maybe everybody thinks it's shit, or maybe everybody thinks it's really cool what you do.
Yeah,
And yeah, well, just have fun. That's the short answer. And yeah, it's not about all those things, but I get it. And if you're
I
actually
get it.
good enough, because it's putting yourself out there on a podium, it's actually pretty scary. And yeah, try to ease into it. Start locally at a local pub, or do your own party with your friends. Hey,
Yeah,
start with 25 people. If they all start booing, well, that tells you also something. Well, if they all listen to Metallica all day long, and then you start playing tech house, yeah, that's also not a
a weird
really good
transition.
match. But yeah, yeah, don't think too much of it, and yeah, just ease into it
By the way,
and
did
have
I
fun.
mention last week that Appie called me to play at Kelder Club?
Yeah,
I
well,
think he
I
did.
think you didn't say that, or you did say that, but
Hmm.
I think you said I was cold, but I
Oh,
already thought that it was Appie.
oh
He
yeah.
actually got married, huh, last weekend.
Yeah, 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 you told me, yeah. I'm actually opening Kelder Club. So,
Oei.
opening slot. First gig in, what is it, couple of years?
No, but he has a really nice thing going on, and for base checkers also, for you and Appie, that's where kind of the starting ground is.
That's literally where it started, like right
Yeah.
around the corner here. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
what is
yeah.
it,
It's
200 meters?
really for you, you're
Yeah,
like 200 meters away
exactly,
from
yeah.
ground zero. Yeah.
Hey, we just got another donation from Steph Kevlar. Steph Kevlar, thank you, man. I'm not sure what it is. What is an RSD? RS, it's,
RSD.
it says RSD 50. I have no clue what RSD is. Anybody, if anybody knows, please let me know. I have no clue, but thank you. We appreciate it. Next question is from Mr. Space Elevator. Have you ever destroyed a CDJ while playing a set? Um, well, I haven't destroyed one, but I've shared this before in the podcast. I once kicked out the whole DJ set live on Dutch national radio,
Which
um,
was also recorded.
which was recorded. It's on YouTube if you want to find it. So not necessarily trashed it, but I killed the whole DJ set with my feet. I kicked out the power outlet, so that was a highlight. And the follow up question from him is, how do I make the bass shake in a song? Yeah,
Brrr.
it's all about rhythm and probably a bit of sidechain, right?
Yeah, a bass shake. I don't know what a bass shake
Yeah, tough
is.
question.
Yeah.
Okay, next question from Lion Harris. Business question to all of you. I have some official remixes in the pipeline and I'm wondering how much I should negotiate for the remix fee. I always went with 800 euros a song, and I'm curious if there's more to grab. One of them has 40 million on Spotify. I have no
Mm.
perspective and feeling on what's normal in that scale. So, Would you say it's
Yeah.
more than 800, or is that a decent fee?
Oh, I mean, we also do them for free. Yeah.
Yeah, depends,
Depends on
right?
how it actually went, and if they ask you for a remix, yeah, and then yeah, you can always ask for a fee, but
Yeah.
we did a lot of remixes ourselves, and then yeah, well, we never got a fee. Um, but yeah, yeah, if you're yeah, to be honest, there's not a lot going. 800 is actually a decent amount.
Yeah.
You can
I
also
think
just
it's cool.
negotiate that you get a little bit of the royalties.
Yeah. I do think 800 is quite a nice amount, to be honest. You can always
Yeah.
try to get more, but
I mean,
y-
Tiesto will get more, but he has like monthly listeners of 30
yeah,
million. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
because he has such a big hit. Thank you, which is still his number one song.
Which
Boo.
is which is done by who?
Well, we
A lot of
co-produced it. Yes, sir. I'm
exactly.
really proud of it. I think it
Is it
already surpassed 600 million streams, dude.
is it still his biggest one?
It's still number one on his
Oh,
Spotify.
pretty
Yeah,
sick.
I'm actually not sure. It's not that I wake up every day. Well, yeah, I do. No,
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I don't.
Next question from Ave.
Holy smokes, 620 million streams.
Yeah,
It's
that's
his
sick.
most popular track of the moment. And he has
Uh,
34.5 million streams a month.
monthly listeners.
Monthly listeners,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man, he has
insane.
such good tracks, man. I really like Lay Low, The Business. Oof.
Yeah. Question for Joey from Ave. I really liked your article about the death of the follower. In it, you explain that fans now want to be more part of a community instead of just following artists. Besides yourselves, are there some example artists you would say that really get this right? The first one that came to my mind was Martin Garrix, who seems to always take time to appreciate his fans. Yeah, Martin Garrix is one of them. You know, he also, especially with his label, he's building this community around him with the Discord and with all the artists that release there. Hardwell does that with the Revealed, obviously. I think Fred again is a great example. He is really in it for his audience, and he shows it in a lot of ways. So he's one of the guys I would recommend watching. Um, there's quite a lot, to be honest, especially in the pop world. You see a lot of pop artists who become way more caring about their audience and interacting with their audience than they used to do in the past. um, so yeah, them. If you haven't read the article yet, I believe it's also on the website, on the blog, for those who still read blogs. And otherwise, I send out emails every now and then, so you can just subscribe to the artist coaching email list and on the website, and you will receive those emails as well. For Ralph, what were your 5 songs of 2025 from last week? We got the first two: Rocketman Loca and Funk Tribute Azul.
Well, another one that I really liked, and it's been played so much. I'll give another one next week again. It's all because of Joey and his stupid stuff.
I take the blame.
Um, Mary Font, that acid.
Okay.
It's a really good track, and it
Mary
has
Vaughn's
made waves. Mary Vaunt, that
Vaughn.
acid. And if you don't know it, now you know. No, but I mean, that track has been played by so many people. It's insane. I think it's might be the most played track of 2025.
Hmm. Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Question from Midnight Search. Is meta ads worth investing? Also, paying pages on Instagram to promote music and shows worth it? Um, Meta ads could definitely be worth it, depending on how you set up the ads, but it could definitely be worth it because you're simply buying reach, so that's helpful. With the pages, I would be a little bit hesitant, as in you should really do your homework on which pages and if the reach is real and if they're not scamming you with a bot or something. So with the Instagram pages, I would be hesitant, but the meta ads can definitely work.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, Question from Ralph from Atalo. You said in the beginning of this episode that Martin Garrix and Avicii are really talented, and everyone agrees. Where is Martin Garrix really good at, and in what is Avicii really good at? Because
Yeah.
is it because of they play the guitar and the piano, or is it just that they have that
No.
feeling?
I mean, Martin Garrix, his ability to write melodies is insane. And Avicii takes it to another level. Like he can reinterpret songs in a way and write melodies and chords under it. Yeah, also insane.
I think
The-
Avicii for me was great in capturing emotions, as in Avicii's track really makes you feel something, and with Martin Garrix, it's like a lot of energy and like creative stuff in there. To me
no, I mean,
personally,
Martin, his melodies are really, really out of this
yeah,
world.
that's true. Yeah,
And I think that's a strong point. You can just recognize a Martin Garrix melody,
yeah,
and I think that's really yeah, something that you don't see often, especially when there's such good melodies. And Avicii was just a little bit different in my opinion, although they're also a little bit the same. I mean, Avicii obviously could write like these insane top melodies as well. I mean, look at all his tracks. But yeah, I think it's what you say capturing a feel or something. At a track he did with Coldplay,
hmm
"Sky Full of Stars." Phew,
it's insane.
how is it
Levels,
possible?
like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But
A
those two, I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I get it why they're so freaking famous.
Mhm.
It's really cool what they do.
Question from second memory for you, Ralph. How do you make sure you collect all of your royalties? Do you monitor statements and
No,
see if you've been paid?
no, that's I'm really bad at it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's full trust. To be honest, if I have to, um, I mean, there's publishing and royalties. Royalties I do collect myself. That's actually pretty visible. Royalties, on the other hand, I mean, yeah, you have all these semi-government institutions in
They're private,
between.
but they're field government.
You know, and also if you break down your earnings model, it's better to put your attention a little bit somewhere else. You do have all these agencies that operate in a no cure no pay base, that they take 15% of the top if
Yeah.
they can find money for you here and there. That actually has worked also for us in the past, but thing is with everything business related, if you don't keep your mind or your focus on it, it will just dilute and yeah, soften, weaken, and you lose track of it. And to give you an example of what's also important, it's returning taxes from other countries, mainly the United States for us. And the money we get back from there is maybe even two times the amount of
Yeah.
the returns
That
of that part of the business, and you cannot do them all, you know.
that's what I wanted to ask. Like just a rough
And we don't have the
estimation.
skill to put somebody on it. Actually, that's
Yeah.
the backside of being smaller than Garrix, or
But
yeah,
just a rough estimation for you, how big is the part of royalties for your total income? Is that like 10% or
yeah, maybe, yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah. I don't
insane,
think
right?
even not even, yeah,
It's pretty insane.
yeah.
Okay. Question from Kaizen. I have a
Although it
small.
has risen the last couple of years, I must say.
Hmm,
Yeah,
why is
maybe
that?
it's even going to 1/5. Yeah, I mean, you're saying royalties and publishing. Yeah, now I have to. I mean, royalties is easy to get, but it's more the publishing, which is
Hmm,
hard. Yeah, but publishing, of course, and royalties. Yeah, you have this big chunk, and for us, royalties are a bigger chunk of the total money,
yeah, yeah.
music money. Yeah,
Okay.
counting, man.
Small question from Kaizen. How do I get shit done without overthinking too much about life? I asked ChatGPT and it said to take it step by step. Um, yes, that's definitely true. I would be very careful with asking ChatGPT things as well. But okay, how do you kind of get shit done? It's a matter of being disciplined because everybody has motivation. Everybody wants to become an artist and feels motivation at some point in time to make music and to actually start doing this. But motivation evaporates. Motivation disappears after a certain amount of time. And what you need is some sort of a plan, some sort of a strategy that you can hold on to when the motivation isn't there. And that's the moment where you just have to show up in the studio. And when you have to work on music if you don't feel like it, or do your taxes if you don't feel like it, or it really comes down to discipline. So overthinking is more like an excuse to yourself to procrastinate. So instead of doing that, just sit down and actually do the work. That helps the most. And then, as ChatGPT said, take it step by step, small steps. That helps. Okay, last question from the one and only melodramatic for Ralph.
Yeah.
So I just turned 46 in the ninth, and I started producing again after many family events that held me back the past 10 plus years. First of all, congratulations with your birthday.
Yeah.
Is it worth
46, still young.
is it worth continuing to keep trying to get booked for my music, or should I just keep focusing on releasing my music? I have calling in
Both.
my life to help others, and I feel connected to others through my music, and this is why I keep pushing. What would you do?
Both. Yeah. It depends on what drives you.
He says
And
he has a calling in his life to help others, and I feel I connect with others through my music, and that's why I keep pushing. He says.
yeah, if you like doing it, if it gives you a good feeling, why not? Um, yeah, does the rest really matter? I mean,
Yeah.
thing is, I mean, the mind is a really complex and beautiful thing, and if you're walking around with frustration because some goals are not met or something else negative, I mean, it's actually a positive thing that we're able to make stuff that create shit, um and the end result is not the main denominator. Then it's actually that process that we should enjoy. And yeah, I think it's I mean, people underestimate how hard it is to, if I look at my kids and see them express through, I mean, my son is almost 4 now and he cuts everything and he actually likes what he does. I don't, but I say I do. And my daughter, she's drawing and she's really the more creative of the two. And but she enjoys, sometimes she doesn't even show the drawing. That's when I'm more proud of her than when she comes like, look at this, dad. And because then I know, like, well, she did it for herself as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
And yeah, we should also make ourselves happy. And what makes you happy or makes you tick, I have no clue. But
Uh,
that should be one of the main drivers.
yeah. And going by what he said and knowing him personally, I do think this is the thing that he should keep doing because it brings him so much happiness in life and passion and connection that he should definitely keep doing it.
Hey, the thing is, let's take it back to me. Why do we almost every week? I mean, I can safely say with a little bit of error margin, we're here every week, Joey.
Hmm.
Why do we do this? I mean, we do actually earn a little bit because of melodramatic, actually. Thanks, dude. But still, that's not the driver. We actually just like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
To be honest, for me, sometimes it's a little bit of a hassle. And outside of my studio, the people I work with, "Oh, man, you have to go again." And like, yeah, sorry, dudes, I have to go. Sometimes I'm in a project, I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Yeah. Ugh. And then I'm half a a minute later, I'm boom, blapping. And I like to talk, obviously.
It's a nice
And
break.
no, but it's just, we like to do it.
Yeah,
It's enough.
exactly.
And if it turns out to be a success, it's pretty cool. Then we're like these podcast guys. We can do a theater tour. But to be honest, I don't
We're
think we
not.
will.
No, we're not.
And no, but I see ourselves sitting with the three of us. Job gets to take pee breaks, or he always takes breaks, and we drink a beer, talk about shit on the stage, and people ask questions. Yeah, it's actually funny.
We should do that
But
next year or this year with ADE, like just like a
oh,
panel kind of setting.
well, we just sit. We act like there's nobody. But yeah,
Yeah,
no, but it's just yeah, whatever makes you you, and
fun is the leading motivator. If it's fun,
definitely,
keep
yeah.
doing it. That's the
I
main
would
thing.
stop music if I wouldn't have
Yeah,
fun anymore. Even if I would get paid a shitload of money, because the money also really doesn't make you happy,
yeah,
and that's something he lives by because he's giving it all to us.
yeah.
I haven't drank
Um,
beer in quite a lot of time, actually.
you
I
haven't.
should. No, 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 because
Oh,
as you can hear, I have a little bit of a cold.
yeah, I can hear.
Yeah,
Nice. Carnival is like around the corner, so there's a lot of
yeah,
beer for
I
me
really
in the next
dislike
few.
Carnival. Yeah, I liked it
Mm.
when people dressed up and were creative, but now everybody wears these stupid blue jackets. You
Yeah.
probably also do.
I want to mention one more thing before we end. We've mentioned it, I think, one more time before in this podcast, but we are going to host our own retreat, our own real life retreat, which means you are coming over to
Oh,
the
we should have
Netherlands.
talked more about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna when Jay's here next week, we're gonna talk more about it. But we're gonna host a retreat, a 3-day retreat, in the Bassjacker Studios, where we'll be working on music, but also on your brand and on that vision that we talked about. I will be there, Ralph will be there, Jay will be there, and it's just a small group of people. It's 8 people, limited, and we already have 3 or 4, I believe. So there's only like room for 4, maybe 5 people. um, if you are interested, I'll just make sure to drop the link in the live chat right now. And I'll make sure it's in the Discord as well for people who are interested. It will be in May, so we still have some time left. But if you're interested, make sure to check that page. It's called the Beats and Brand Retreat.
Ooh, I didn't even know the name.
Yeah.
I just knew there was a retreat. Also, now can I tell
Yep.
you about
Do your
I
show.
actually had a sports event myself. I bench pressed 100 kilos.
Woo! That's nice.
I'm a big boy now.
Where's the?
Yeah, dude, this is the moment.
This is the moment for the sound. That's
Yeah,
insane. 100 is a lot. That's a lot.
it is. I was actually amazed. Well, I always did 90, and then I pushed to 90 like 4 or 5 times, and then ChatGPT was asking training tips, and he said to me, say he with me, I don't know why, but um, he said, well, then you can might as well just push
Yeah,
105 kilos one time. But I was like, 105 is too much. Let's first
yeah.
see if I can get 200. But yeah, it actually went pretty
It's
well.
insane, man.
Yeah.
That's a nice achievement. We're getting fit, bros. Nice,
Yeah, dude, we can start another
dude.
podcast. Well,
Yeah,
stay tuned for another podcast with Joey and Ralph, the Fit
J-
Boys, Fit
yeah. We have
Dads.
gym jackers. Is Lion Harris saying gym jackers? Yeah, we're
Yeah,
getting
well, oh,
there.
you should see Marlon. He's like the
Marlon
fit
is also
bro.
ripped.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's insane. Okay. Thanks everybody for tuning into the live stream, for listening to this episode. Make sure to check out the retreat that I just mentioned, to check out the
Yeah, we're going to
website.
talk about it more next week
Yeah,
because it's
next.
interesting.
Yeah, next week we'll talk more about it and what it actually contains and what it's going to be about. And Jay will be there as well. So thanks everybody for tuning in again, and see you all next week. Bye bye.